Hello everyone. Today I will be speaking with you guys. Basically just trying to give my reasoning as to why I feel that big time college athletes should be compensated somehow, some way. The first thing I want to let everybody know is that I'm interested in this subject because I feel like I could possibly be one of those athletes one day, and I don't want to be one of those athletes who's on TV, and just on TV and just everybody's, getting paid off of my likeness but me. So I feel like that's a big problem. I feel like that it shouldn't be that way. Another reason that I feel that college athletes should really be paid is because being a college athlete really takes away majority of your time. You could have a job, and if you do have a job, you're only available for 10, 15 hours a week. So it's really something that I feel strongly about. And another thing I want to preface this with is that there is a discussion going on about Division I athletes being paid and compensated. So there's nothing going on yet, nothing final yet, but that's what they're working on. So one of the first things I want to tell y'all is that the NCAA, the entity itself, makes over $6 billion a year. Yes, I said billion, not million. Yes. That's a lot of money. High Division I coaches, the Mike Krzyzewskis, Jim Harbaugh, guys like that, make $6-7 million a year to run their program. So I feel that college athletes, they have to get some of that money. I just feel like it's just not right, And by the way, that information came from CBS Sports. I just want to let you guys know. Another reason, a 30-second commercial spot during March Madness cost $700,000. That speaks for itself. When you can advertise and the market is that heavy, I feel like I said, why can't college athletes be paid? I just don't understand it. Let me see. One thing that really brought this to the national stage is a former athlete played Division I basketball for UCLA. He had a twin brother. Him and his twin brother, his name was Ed O'Bannon, by the way. He never had a successful NBA career, which is kind of what everybody assumed, So he never got that stardom money, that everybody else got. And he was the first one to really bring to everybody's attention because he sued the NCAA for, I think it was like $300 million. And this is coming from CBS Sports as well. But he did lose the case, but he kind of lost the battle and won the war because he's the one that really sparked all the talk about athletes being compensated. And another thing that's coming from CBS Sports that I really do not agree with is the fact that they say that they feel the scholarship is enough payment, for your services and for your likeness and all of that. I disagree with that simply because scholarship, it's worth a lot of money. Don't get it twisted. On average, probably about $35,000. That's from CBS Sports as well. But you got the assistant coaches, the main coaches, these guys all make millions of dollars, if not $700,000, $900,000. They're very well compensated. So I feel that's another reason they should be paid. And let me see. A guy named Joe Nocera, who's a famous sports writer for CBS Sports, he says that he believes NCAA teams should have a $650,000 salary cap. Which sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot. Guys like John Calipari, the coach of Kentucky, he makes about $6 million a year. So I just think that athletes should be compensated. According to Joe Nocera, he says they should be compensated with $25,000 a year. That's not very much, honestly. But it should be plenty for a college student. Gas, clothes, things of that nature. I think that would be really great, for college athletes. To finish up my little speech, the one thing that I wanted to tell everybody was, if I mean, I know a lot of people think that, you know, you can just get a job. And I mean, like I was saying before, it's not really time enough for a job. You have practice, you have games. During games, I mean, you're talking about your whole day is gone. I mean, you don't have time to go to work. You don't even have time to do schoolwork, really. So, I really disagree with that, and I just feel that even if it's not like a set amount, I feel like they should be compensated with. I mean, I can't get into detail. I'm not one of the guys on the committee, so I can't say, but they should definitely be compensated. And I just feel like without the athletes, I mean, you don't have anything. I mean, all these guys that are making millions of dollars, and I mean, like I said, with no product, there's just nothing there. So, yeah, that's another reason why I just feel like they should really be paid. And just want to know, do any of you guys have any questions?
How do you feel about, I mean, although you disagree with them saying, what CBS is saying, like, do you feel like $25,000 is a little too much? Although you're getting paid almost or the average of $35,000 for scholarship, do you feel like it can be a little lower? Because although you have to think about, you are going to school for free, books, living, and pretty much tuition. Your parents really don't have to come out with their pockets for anything, and then you get a check at the end, like at the beginning of the semester. Do you think that maybe a little, you could be a little lenient with the money that you receive?
Okay, so you're asking, do you think that's too much? Do I think it's
pretty much?
I can agree with that because, I mean, you got people that have a real job and don't make $25,000 a year. So I can totally agree with that. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, maybe $10,000, $12,000. Like you said, 'cause you don't have to pay rent. You don't have to necessarily worry about eating and things of that nature when you're at a big university. So I could definitely agree with that. I would say $10,000 to $12,000 should be sufficient as far as, just the things that the athletes need. If anything other than that, anything excessive, I mean, that should just be on them. So that should be it.
I got one more. All right, so you stated that on average, like, you think $25,000 would be good for an athlete. I had a question, because you know how some NBA stars, they make more than other players.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you think a college star should be paid more than his teammates? Should be paid more than his teammates, or?
That's a great question. I, for one, I can't answer that because if we're all on the same team and we're all on scholarship, I mean, how do you justify X being paid more than Y? I mean, we're all on the same team, we're all on the scholarship, so that's a tough question and something that I feel like I can't answer. That's a great question though, and I would love to do more research and get back with you.
I got one more question.
Okay.
If you could change the bias that's going around about college athletes being paid, what would you do? Like, how would you change the atmosphere? What would you do to change the atmosphere as far as college athletes being able to get paid? How would you persuade guys to to build on to that so that can happen in the future?
Well, first off, I would have to do a lot more research before I could just definitely say what should be done. But I just feel like everyone should be compensated the same amount, and what that set amount is, I'm not sure. Like I said, I think between $10,000 and $12,000 for a whole year should be excellent. But as far as what they should do, that's just a tough question because once you get into that, it's like, oh, well, he just wants to be paid, and it's just a lot of speculation that goes with that. So it's not a definite answer for that, but like I said, that's something that I could do more research on. I could definitely get back with you on that as well. So, any more? Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.